And welcome back to the Factor Uncensored. Some tragic news out of Dallas. Dallas Cowboys player, 24-year-old Marshawn Kneeland, died Wednesday night. We're told that it was as a result of suicide. Joining us to talk about this tragedy, we have Dr. Nick Hardy and former NFL player LaMarcus Newman. LaMarcus, first of all, your thoughts, because many of us as laymen who have not played in the NFL, who sit on the sidelines and cheer you guys on, we think, well, what's going on that would lead to that, would cause that person to take their lives, they're a superstar, they're in the limelight, and many people just don't get it. So for those of us who are trying to put all of this together in our heads, and we don't know the details in his case and what he specifically was going through, but your thoughts about this?
First and foremost, I would say the same things and prayers and thoughts out to the entire family, and also Cowboys family teammates and his teammates back in Grand Rapids, Michigan. But one of the things is, as we know, as the more money, the more problems, and as money comes, you have so much pressure that's out there from family members, individuals in the community. We know the Cowboys not winning, so it's a not just to not to be funny, but just to amount of pressure that's on a young man like that, and he's young, 24 years old, and he out here playing in Texas, and y'all know the pressure of playing Texas football. Just playing football, period, in the state of Texas. So I can see this young man been going through a lot. He just lost his mom last year. Just found that out in February of 2024, and so this young man been going through a lot of trauma and just heartaches, and I don't think that anybody was able to reach out, but I don't know if he reached out to anyone else too as well. So just a lot of pressure when you're making the type of money and playing in the National Football League.
And it's understanding that he left a note that alerted his loved ones, and they were frantic and tried to get the police on the phone. Dr. Nick Hardy, did this come just straight out of left field? Could there have been signs there? What do we look for in a case like this when it appears someone has it all together and not a care in the world? But
Yeah. I think there's always signs, but when you see these signs, we don't necessarily think that it's going to lead to suicide. When you
Mhm.
think about, family history of, maybe mental health or substance use or environmental factors, as you said, like the pressure. I mean, I don't think most people have no idea what it's like to be, under scrutiny and in the public eye. And that just creates a certain level of stress. And so it's sometimes difficult to say this sign is going to, result in that. But definitely there are some signs. I don't know if he had conversations with any loved ones. I don't know if he, talked about ending his life and didn't, find hope in his future. I mean, there's a number of different things that I'm sure people close to him, may be able to speak to. But again, you think, hey, you just may need to talk to someone, reach out. You're not thinking that it's going to end in such tragedy as this.
If you get those signs from someone, Dr. Hardy, if you see those signs, if you feel those signs, what would be the best course of action for you to take, maybe as a friend or family member, to intervene, to say something, to do something when you're not used to dealing with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, just listening. I think we underestimate the power of listening and just kind of walking alongside someone to really offer that community and connection. Obviously, I'm going to say, hey, encourage them to reach out to a professional, and don't be afraid to walk with them in that journey as well too, and kind of destigmatizing some of the things that may be associated with it. But more than anything, I think just checking in on people, letting them know you care about them, you're concerned. I mean, all of those things that we just forget in the busyness of everyday life, I think are super important.
And of course, once again, 24-year-old Marshawn Kneeland with the Dallas Cowboys took his own life, according to published reports. LaMarcus, when we think about the NFL, huge corporation, huge business, do they have counselors there? Are there people there if players may need them?
Yes, they do. So the NFL also have NFL Players Care. That's an organization throughout the NFL where individuals can reach out to, and especially they've been hit hard on the mental health aspect. So the NFL have NFL player engagement too for former NFL players too as well to reach out. So a lot of people don't really understand what it's like when you have an individual that been playing football for all their lives, and then something changed in their lives, something drastic, like he just lost his mom. There's something drastic that changed in his life, and he probably had his mom at every game since he was young, and then all of a sudden that's gone. So these individuals going through so much, and like Dr. Hardy was saying, we don't know if he reached out to anybody or one of his teammates noticed anything, but the NFL do have organizations.
Right. Well, we'll see what happens. And hopefully, if someone is out there and they need help, they reach out to family members, friends, or professionals to get the help they need. Just a tragic situation. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on The Factor.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Factor in just a
Thank
moment.
you.